Just a reminder to all the Australian Gen Z men out there, you should pay no mind to all of the gnashing of the teeth that the boomers and liberals are doing in response to the booing of the Welcome to Country. The liberals want you dead, and the boomers are completely brainwashed. You need to understand, the boomers were raised on like Martin Luther King, and they were taught about Gandhi and how amazing he was, and Dances with Wolves, and the 1995 World Cup where South Africa was finally allowed to play again because they were good boys and girls, and they got rid of all the racial, barriers and lines in their country, and they finally got to play fucking football. Fuck. The point is, though, that it felt good. It felt really good to them, right? They thought that that was progression. They thought that that was the future. And I think it's one of the most perfect examples of sunk cost fallacy you can see out there, because they believe that, like, you just have to keep doubling down on what has already been done, okay? Martin Luther King can't be undone. That would be like the greatest evil in the world if he was undone. You can't undo the abolishing of apartheid. That's like the greatest evil. And they viscerally feel this. They viscerally feel this when they even confronted with the idea of putting up these racial boundaries again, or putting up these ethnic boundaries again. It literally just fucking short-circuits them. Okay, and they just go, can't do it. It short-circuits them to the point where they feel guilty for booing a person who is trying to tell the ancestors of the soldiers who died for this country that they don't belong here. Their morality is that perverted that they think that, no, you can't even boo that insult. Because not only were they raised on all of this propaganda and all of this media kind of shit, they also have no incentive at all. Zero incentive to think about these sorts of things or to speak about these sorts of things. Politics to the boomer is just a way for them to stay relevant with their friends in conversation over dinner. That's all it is to them. They have no skin in the game when it compared to Gen Z men, alright? Because we're incentive-based creatures, humans, okay? That's what we are. And boomers have zero incentive to actually think about this stuff logically and to actually try and untangle this mess of propaganda, this mess of liberal propaganda and ideology in their brain. They have zero incentive to do that because they have like 4 homes and like 5 holidays planned. They're making like hundreds of thousands of dollars per year, and they got the nice little mansion in their little suburbs where it's just all white people, and they barely probably even have to see minorities. They barely have to see foreigners, minorities. So it's up to Gen Z, it's up to us to break this cycle, to actually just come back to common sense and hopefully build something that Gen Alpha can grow into and that we can sort of rely on when shit hits the fan, when the boomers put their head in the sand again because they don't fucking need to, or they don't need to or want to help us. Because they believe in free market economics, they believe in hyper individualism, they believe in bootstraps, and that is just the path, that is just the trodden path that you have to go down as a man, despite the fact that you could buy a house for like 3 years' wages back in like the 50s. Doesn't matter. No, the trodden path, and you need to do it. But luckily, Gen Z is not drinking the Kool-Aid because the Kool-Aid tastes like multicultural shit.